All right, we've talked about what a personal elevator pitch is, why it's so important, and a little about the context within which you use a pitch. Now let's consider a couple examples. Imagine I'm an IT professional and I'm sitting down to lunch with a friend when I realize that he's brought another friend, a person I don't know. After initial greetings, the new person looks at me and says, "So Todd, I understand you're in IT, is that right?" I might say, "That's right, I'm a developer. I write a lot of code." I started with Ernst & Young for a few years, but then jumped to one of my clients, Procter & Gamble. I've been working with them mostly in support of the brand development team for one of their packaged goods divisions. I love the work, but I've begun to think about the big picture, so I'm looking for opportunities to move into management roles. You'll notice I used a summary label and then a few short words to state my vocation, the industry I was in, the industry I'm currently in, the functional area I support, and a comment about my future aspirations, all in about 15 seconds. Let's consider another example. Say I spent several years working in supervisory roles in manufacturing companies, then took a break to go full-time for an MBA, and am now working as a manager over a manufacturing facility for an electronic components manufacturer. A friend invites me to a social event and at some point spots her boss, so she introduces us. The boss says, "Good to meet you, Todd. What is it you do?" One good response could be, "My background is manufacturing, mostly high-tech. Right now I'm the general manager of a large facility for Gentech. We're an electronic components company headquartered in Hong Kong. I love being in the shop environment, seeing things being created, but eventually hope to move into executive roles." Again, you'll notice a summary label to start, followed by information about the actual work experience, including the current employer and role, again with a small comment about the future, all in about 15 seconds. By the way, in this example, you'll notice I didn't mention my MBA degree. Generally speaking, you don't include education unless you're currently in graduate school or unless you're in your first year of professional work after undergrad. Otherwise, believe it or not, you risk sounding young and inexperienced. If your pitch is good and then the conversation develops, that's when other details such as education might come into play. Let's be clear, there is no perfect pitch. Having said that, a great pitch will have certain qualities. Make sure yours fits this description. First, it should be confident but not arrogant. You're trying to comfortably connect with someone, so it's about being a little relatable or maybe even interesting, but it's not about bragging. Next, it absolutely positively must be short. I've given you the goal of 15 to 20 seconds for a reason. When you meet someone for the first time, you'll lose them quickly if you start talking and let it go on and on and on. After about 15 or 20 seconds, most people start to tune out while thinking to themselves, "Wow, that person likes to talk a lot." Also, a great pitch tends to be more generic than specific. Now, normally when I talk about effective communication, I tell people to be very specific. But with a pitch, think about the context. You've just met this person, so you begin connecting with a useful general description of who you are. If you jump right in and mention specific technical lingo or other things the person is not likely to know, you'll lose them immediately. Last, strive to make your pitch distinctive, not generic. Now, by distinctive, I don't mean odd or off color. What I mean is try to offer them a combination of facts that not many people would be able to offer. When you mention your past work, an industry or two, your title, and something about your future, try to ensure that this group of facts is unique to you. The more distinct your description, the more memorable you'll be. If you follow the structure and the characteristics we just discussed, your pitch is going to be the beginning of a great conversation.